Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Eddie West Field, located in historic downtown Santa Ana, as we get set for the final edition of Dons football in the 2025 season. Santa Ana College has another challenging test this afternoon as they get set to take on the Pirates of Ventura College. Hello, everyone. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel, wherever you may be tuning in from. The Dons are still without a victory this year. They dealt with a slew of injuries early on, and there hasn't been those memorable moments that we grew accustomed to seeing while they competed in the American Division. But there's a saying in sports that says, trust the process, and for Santa Ana College, that couldn't be more true. The Dons are in the early stages of their process. They moved up to the National Division this offseason. They hired head coach Simon Fuentes late this summer, and this program is still recovering after the tragic passing of former head coach Anthony White at the tail end of the 2023 season. So while this season has been a disappointment, better times are coming. In the meantime, Santa Ana College has one final chance to play in front of their home crowd this season. There's a handful of sophomores that we will honor today in their last home game, plus a chance for the talented freshmen to see where they rank among the state's best competition. On the visitors' sideline, it's the Pirates of Ventura College. They enter today's contest as the third-ranked team in the state of California and are a perfect 7-0 this season. They control their own destiny, and if they win out, they'll not only win the Northern Conference, but they'll earn themselves the number 1 seed in the 3C2A Southern Region playoffs. The Pirates are led by 16th-year head coach Steve Mushagian, who is still searching for the program's first career state championship. Ventura College came close in 2018, making it all the way to the state finals, but fell short to Laney College in the championship game. Pirates are coming off a 31-17 victory over Citrus College last weekend on their home turf. Last time these two teams played was back in 1965. Dick Gorey was the head coach of the Dons program. Get Off My Cloud by the Rolling Stones was the #1 song at the time, and the soap opera Days of Our Lives premiered on NBC, a show that has been now running for 60 years straight. The Dons defeated the Ventura Pirates by a final score of 18-16 in their only meeting in program history. You see both captains for both sides walk towards the middle of the field. We'll cut to a commercial break for the national anthem. When we return, some keys to the game and opening kickoff here at Eddie West Field. Back here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel, just about ready for kickoff, live from Eddie West Field. It's the final home game for the Santa Ana Dons. They won the toss and elect to defer to the second half. So we'll see the Dons defense first and the Ventura College offense. A reminder, the Ventura Pirates are led by 16th year head coach Steve Mushagian. They're the number 13th ranked in the state of California. While the Dons are still currently winless, 0-7, they're led by first-year head coach Simon Fuentes. And we mentioned that, well, he took over late in the summer, so he didn't have a whole chance to get a new coaching staff, get his recruit of players. Nonetheless, the Dons have continued to fight hard, and there's been a few bright spots on the team this year. So players to keep an eye on for the Dons offense. Keep an eye on receiver Deacon Moss. He wears number 24 in the red uniform this afternoon. He'll be a player to watch in the Dons attack. He's usually a receiver out wide, but we'll see if the Dons are able to open up the playbook and get him some different looks, maybe in the slot or on some handoffs, reverses, put him in motion, find creative ways to get him the ball in open field. And on defense, keep an eye on the nickel corner, wearing number 8. It's Thomas Filemu. He's a freshman from Orange Lutheran High School. He leads the team in tackles. He's a force to be reckoned with at that nickel spot. A very important spot, too, on the 4-2-5 defense by defensive coordinator Adam Nyson. Those are two players to keep an eye on in today's game between Santa Ana and Ventura College. The Dons will be in their red uniforms, black bottoms, while Ventura College are in their all whites. Back deep to return is Kendrick Smith and Cohen Glover. Two usual quick returners for Ventura College. It'll be Diego Hernandez who to kick this one off for Santa Ana. Pooch kick to the far side, taken at the 30. The up back for Ventura starts across field, works towards the middle, and he's dragged down from behind. Loses 5 yards on the return. It's number 30, Jalen Wingo, freshman from Oxnard, California. We'll see the first of the Ventura offense. Offensive coordinator is Jake Coleman in his 4th season at the coordinator position with Ventura. They're a perfect 7-0 this year, 4-0 in conference play. Starting quarterback will be Brayson Leon. He took over when Devin Tate missed a couple games earlier on in the year, and they haven't had Tate return as there's a first handoff, and he breaks away past midfield, now across the 20, and he'll walk into the end zone. There is a flag down on the field on the near side at the 40-yard line. So just like that, Ventura showing early on why they're one of the better teams ranked in the state of the California. That was Javarian Salter who got the first handoff, but looks like this one is coming back. The flag gets moved to the 32, and it might have been a holding out wide on the receiver.
Holding by the offense, number 3, first down.
Travion McCoy, the sophomore from Minnesota, guilty of the penalty. So that'll negate the big play. Salter still in the backfield alongside Leon to his left. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Ventura heads from left to right on your screen. It's a handoff off the left side. And a wall of Dons there to stop him at the 22. It'll be Travion McCoy out wide at the tight end position. Ryan Gillum. 2 receivers on the slot. On the far side, Silas Kemp, and out wide is Elijah Davis. Leon drops back, looks over to the right side, wants to air it deep. Bucci there in coverage and breaks up the pass intended for McCoy. Amari Bucci, a talented corner from Irvine High School. He's going to take the next snap off. He's been dealing with injuries all season, and he might have re-injured something on that play. Jonas Areza will check in. Porter Nix in at the defensive line alongside Riker Scott. They're the two defensive ends. In at defensive tackle, Mario Evans and Jordan Armijo. That's the starting defensive line. We'll get you the rest of the defense. Right now, it looks like the Dons are going with the 4-1-6 look. 4 down defensive linemen, 1 linebacker, and 6 DBs. It's a screen out to the far side, stopped at the 27. And it won't be enough for a first down, so the Dons do force a 3 and out on the opening drive, and Ventura runs out the punt unit. 13:45 left to go in the opening quarter. Thanks again for tuning in to Dons Football here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. And on the very first play, could have been a touchdown for Ventura, but a holding penalty on the receiver, Travion McCoy, took it back. They were behind the sticks. Back deep to punt is Lucas Clothier. He stands at his own 13-yard line. Clean snap. Gets this one end over end. A short punt. Takes a Ventura-friendly bounce, and Gomez picks it up on the run. He's tripped up at the Dons 27. Solid tackle in the open field by Caleb Harrison. Now we'll see the first of the Dons offense. 13:08 in the opening quarter. Dons last week took on Long Beach City College at Long Beach City and lost by a score of 52-21. The most points they put up this season was 30 here at home against East Los Angeles College back on September 13th. It's been a struggle for them offensively. We'll see backup quarterback Justin Gill. They put Damian Gomez in motion to the far side of the formation. A handoff to Duran, who gets the first handoff. The sophomore transfer from ELAC gets to the 30. Gain of 3 on the play. Justin Gill on the season, below the 50% completion mark. He's 65 of 135 pass attempts, 48% on the year. Does have 893 yards through the air, 7 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Something to make note of, he didn't throw an interception last week. First time he's done that all season. As he finds his tight end, Nathan Meek, over on the right side. Short pass and completion to the Dons 38. They move the chains. The first down goes to Santa Ana College. Nathan Meek had a solid day last week against Long Beach City on the road. Finished with only 4 catches, but Meek had been relatively quiet all season. He was Nate Bento's favorite target. However, when Nate Bento left week 2 with an injury, Bento was stuck at 9 receptions on the season. Correction, he was stuck at 8 receptions on the season. Had 2 the next 6 weeks before Gill was able to connect with him a lot last week at Long Beach City. To hand off to the left side for Duran. Duran stopped in the backfield, loss of 2 at the Dons 36. 11:45 left in the opening quarter. The Dons huddle up on the near hash. Nathan Meek is a tight end down on the formation to the right side. A handoff off the left guard. Duran, very minimal gain as he does get back to the original line of scrimmage. A little bit more, they say to the 39. They'll set up the Dons with 3rd and 9. Yard to gain is the Santa Ana 48. At the defensive line, Mason Coso in at one of the defensive tackles alongside Peyton Moyes. Those are the 2 defensive tackles in on the formation. Angeles Ta'ape is the defensive end on the far side, and there's a number change. We'll figure out who that number 87 is down on the field for Ventura College later on in the broadcast. Justin Gill sends a man in motion. There's a flag before this play gets off to a start. And it looks like it's going to be on Ventura College. Starting offensive line for the Santa Ana Dons. At left tackle, it's Andrew Maapaisi. At left guard, Jace Warsaw. At center today, getting the start for the injured Mitchell Jones is Shane Puffert. At right guard, Kautoke Barton. And at right tackle, Malik Pia, the only sophomore on the offensive line. So a new center in today's game. We'll see how the snaps are and keep track of that. Dons faced a lot of injuries early on in the season with their offensive line, but a few of them have returned back healthy this week. Gomez out wide, Deacon Moss not in the formation on this 3rd and 4. He moves over to the slot on the left side. Gill looks that way, tries to hit Moss up the sideline. He does get a toe in. One referee says he made the catch in bounds, and the back judge says he did not get a foot down. Would have been a completion at the Ventura 36. Instead, it's an incomplete pass, and the Dons are forced to put out the punt unit. Tough break for the Dons, a close call on the near sideline right in front of the coaching staff. Low snap. Riker Scott able to get this punt away to the punt returner for Ventura. That's McCoy, who goes up the near sideline, collides with 2 Dons defenders, and he steps out at the Ventura 31. Thanks again for tuning in to Dons Football here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is the last home game of the year as the Dons fall season comes to an end. We still have a few more soccer matches and volleyball matches as well on the fall season. And then the winter sports starting relatively soon, men's and women's basketball. Men's first basketball game on the year will be next Saturday, November 1st against Glendale College at 1 p.m. Leon gets another drive here for Ventura College. A handoff to Love Adebayo. Adebayo tripped up at the 39. Gun gain of 88 on the play. Ventura College, like in the teams that we've seen in the past, both Citrus and Mount Sac went with the no huddle, play with the quick tempo, already lined up, ready to go. 3 receivers to the left of the formation. Leon finds a receiver, lots of space. He makes a catch at the Dons 38, and he's brought down from behind at the Santa Ana 24. Jesse Vargas makes the tackle. The Dons have struggled in pass coverage this season. Jesse Vargas stays down on the turf now as he's shaken up after the tackle. While we have this break in the action. And a college athletics program. You have a QR code up on your screen, and know that your donation goes directly to helping these student athletes thrive both on and off the field. With your donations, they will have the tools, resources, and opportunities to continue competing at a high level and representing Santa Ana College with pride. Your donations truly make a difference. We want to say thank you to those who have donated already, and thank you in advance to those who plan on donating. Again, if you take out your smartphone, you can scan the QR code up on the screen, and it'll prompt you to a screen where you can go donate to the Santa Ana College Athletics program. Jesse Vargas attended to by the trainers here at Santa Ana College. He's helped up to his feet, and he's able to walk off the field under his own power. He's one of the few sophomores in the secondary. Sophomore from La Habra, led the team with 61 tackles last year. Missed a few games early on and only has 20 tackles on the year. Dons go back to the 4-2-5 look. A handoff off the left guard to the Santa Ana 20-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. Keon Glover in the backfield. Elijah Davis out wide on the left side of the formation. Silas Kemp in the slot. McCoy out wide to the right. To screen over to the middle for the running back. He makes the catch with traffic in his face. Chopped down at the Dons 11-yard line. Nice concentration there by the back Glover. Another first down. The Ventura Pirates are in the red zone for the first time this afternoon. On the season, they made 34 red zone trips. They scored on 25 of those, and they have 18 touchdowns on the season. Glover, the back to the left of Leon. Looks over the middle, dumps it off short to his receiver, and he walks into the end zone. First touchdown of the day goes to Elijah Davis. He leads the program now with 7 receiving touchdowns on the year, and it's the 13th touchdown for Brayson Leon, the freshman from Gilbert, Arizona. Ventura strikes first, 6-0 they lead with 8:20 left to go in the opening quarter. Lucas Clothier, now it's Bodie Ing, left-footed kicker, to attempt the point after. Snap is good. He puts it through the uprights. Ventura has a 7-0 lead here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. The upcoming schedule for the Santa Ana Dons after today, they have 2 more road matches to conclude the season. They'll take on Moore Park College next Saturday at November 1st at 6 p.m. And the last game of the year will come at Santa Barbara College on November 8th. Kickoff also at 6 p.m. for both those games. They're finishing on the road in case you can make it out and travel with the team to watch them in their final 2 matches of the 2025 season. For Ventura College after today, they'll take on Long Beach City College, who's playing better as of late. They're at Long Beach City next week, so back-to-back road games for Ventura. That game starts at 3 p.m. at Memorial Stadium. And then probably one of the more important games in the 3C2A in that final week, they take on Mount SAC, and they host Mount SAC. So Mount SAC has to travel to Ventura College, kickoff at 6 p.m. on Saturday, November 8th. It's going to be one to keep an eye on, because if Ventura loses that game, Mount SAC and Ventura would both be tied for first place in the Northern Conference. It's going to be interesting to see how things would shake out as far as seeding goes in the 3C2A Southern Regional Playoffs. The kickoff goes to Brandon Duran, and this one squirts away. It's a fumble, and it goes off of one bounce right to Ventura. Wow, a very unfortunate bounce there. Nick Duffy ends up with the ball and takes it in to score. Duran was fighting for extra yards on that kick return. And the Ventura defender, who had his arms wrapped around him, punched it out and hit the turf, took a Ventura-friendly bounce right into Duffy's arms, and it's quickly a 13-0 deficit the Dons are faced with. 8:07 left to go in the opening quarter. Ventura entering today had a plus 12 turnover margin. Very turnover-prone defense, and that time on special teams, able to punch the ball out and create a scoring opportunity for the special teams. So just like that, it's a quick 14-0 hole the Dons find themselves in. They'll send out their kick return unit once again. Gomez back deep to return along with Duran. Gomez on the far side, Duran on the near side. We've seen Anthony Abad in that role. He's done for the season. Deacon Moss has also been back as a kick returner. And Ventura will run out their kickoff unit one more time. I'm sure a little bit more gassed after scoring the touchdown. Very quick turn of events here at Eddie West Field. Ventura leads 14-0. Ing gets a hold of this one, sends it into the end zone. Gomez lets it go, and it's a touchback. So the Dons offense will start at the 20-yard line. Let's see what they can do here on their second possession of the afternoon. And their first drive, they did get a first down. However, were stalled out after a 50-50 call didn't go in their favor. It was a pass to Deacon Moss on the near sideline that was ruled out of bounds. First and 10 from the Santa Ana 25-yard line. Gill with two backs in the backfield. Mickey Chinchilla is the deep back. Opens in motion from the right to the left side of the formation. Not much running room for the sophomore back. He does get to the 27, gain of 2 on the play. Chinchilla is a transfer from Golden West College. Played limited snaps last year. Had 12 rushes for 76 yards as a freshman. In the secondary for Ventura College, on the near side, it's James Rose, the corner. At the two safety positions, Dre Nelson and Eric Rivera. At the slot position, it's Malik Bates. On the corner on the far side, Jackson Arrington. Moss lined up in the backfield, now motions out to the right side of the formation. Gill wants to throw it that direction. He's now flushed out of the pocket. Gill hit as he throws. This one lands out of bounds. 3rd and 8 coming up. Pressure applied by Mason Coso. Porter Nix comes in to the formation for the Dons on this 3rd and 8. On the season, the Dons are converting on 41% of their 3rd downs. A few ticks away from Ventura, who's converting at a 43% clip this year. Gomez motions again to the right side of the formation. Gill rolls out that direction, finds Moss. He makes the catch at the Dons' 38-yard line and is chopped down at the 44. It's enough to move the chains. The Santa Ana first down, the 2nd of the afternoon. 7:10 left to go in the opening quarter. Another key for the Dons today is, can they win the time of possession battle? They have done so the last 2 matches against Citrus and Mount SAC. Try and limit the amount of opportunities those offenses get to step on the field. That's what you want to do against a better and more superior team. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Meek down as a tight end to the right. Gill looks short to the left, off of Gomez's hand. Maybe an uncatchable ball there for the slot receiver. Gomez, another sophomore on the Dons roster. Sophomore from La Habra High School, led the team with 23 catches last year. Only has 13 receptions this year, 241 yards and 2 touchdowns. Moss has gotten most of the attention. Leads the team with 32 catches, leads the team with 549 receiving yards, and leads the team with 6 receiving touchdowns. Moss is by himself at the top of your screen. On the far sideline, Gomez and Beatty down to the near side. Duran gets another handoff. More running room off the right side. Gets tripped up at the 48. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Dons and the offense. Offensive coordinator is Fred Romo in his first season at the coordinator position. 6:20 left to go in the first quarter. Dons break the huddle. Meek and Moss to the right of the formation. Gomez and Beatty to the left. Movement up front. Free play coming up for the Dons. They throw it to Gill. There's some contact, and there's a flag. Flag thrown on the far sideline. The corner in coverage got very handsy with Deacon Moss. Thought it was going to be a free play. There was some movement up front from the Ventura defensive line, but I don't see a flag near the line of scrimmage. The Dons certainly thought it was a free play as Gill took a shot to his freshman receiver. The man in coverage guilty of the fouls, Malik Bates.
By the defense, number 12. Conrad Barnaby, automatic first down.
So because of the penalty, it's another first down for Santa Ana. They get across midfield and move to the Ventura 42-yard line. They're in plus territory for the first time this afternoon. Just over 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Chinchilla, the deep back. Porter Nix in the backfield. He's the defensive end, but also using some offensive formations now later on in the season. The Dons deal with their fair share of injuries. Penetration into the backfield, and Chinchilla's wrapped down for a loss on the play. Back to the Ventura 46. Jackson Arrington makes the tackle. Meek and Gomez to the right side of the formation. Moss by himself down at the bottom of your screen. Second down and 14. The yard to gain is the Ventura 32. Gomez motions to the left side of the formation. Gill rolls out that direction. Gets a key block from Duran. Now decides to tuck in and run. He slides down at the 46. They're going to say 47, so a loss of 1 on the play. Well, no, the near judge, near sideline referee, does have him down at the 46, so it is a gain, no gain on the play. Third and long, however, for the Dons. Not in a position that they want to find themselves in too often, as it gives a chance for the Ventura pass rush to pin their ears back. Moss and Beatty both to the right of the formation. Meek down to the left. Gill wants to air it out deep, looks for his tight end. Meek on a drop-off. He's caught from behind in the backfield at the 47. So after getting the first down on the penalty, the Dons go backwards. That'll force them to send out their punt unit. Unable to capitalize on the penalty on the Ventura defensive back. Riker Scott stands at his 39. Better snap this time. Hits this one end over end. Bounces at the 16. Ventura decides to take it on a return. A gutsy call by McCoy, and he's wrapped up at the 8-yard line. Doesn't get back to the 10. Sort of a head-scratching decision there. Ventura will be backed up deep in their own territory. We'll see if the Dons are able to capitalize on it defensively. Good chance against you the rest of the defensive starters. Jacob Gadsden is a Carter on the far side. Amari Bucci back into the game as a corner on the near side. Mac Wolf gets the start at linebacker. Jesse Vargas and Thomas Felemu in there at the nickel corner positions. Josh Patton, the deep safety, and Matthew Gill also in as a safety as well. Handoff off the left guard. Not much space. Vargas there on the stop along with Sonny Salas. The first time we're calling his name this afternoon. Javarian Salter, the freshman from Ocala, Florida. A lot of out-of-state players on this roster as well. We've mentioned that in the Citrus College games as well as Mount SAC. Some of the better programs in the state of California recruit a handful of players from out of state. This is the pass to Salter on the near side. He gets past the 20. Brought down out of bounds. Enough for a first down. Salter checks out. Love Adebayo now in the backfield. 2 Leons left. We'll see if we see Devin Tate later on this game. Another quarterback on the roster for Ventura College. He didn't play last week. Adebayo makes the first man miss. The ball squirts out. And very fortunately for Ventura, goes to one of the linemen. That's the left tackle, Nathan Gonzalez, who pounces on it. Get you the starting offensive lineman. Nathan Gonzalez in at left tackle. O.J. Ocampo at left guard, but he'll rotate with Justin Davis, who's currently in at the moment. Jack Soniker in at center. Angel Rosales at right guard, and Jackson Perkins at right tackle. The starting offensive line for Ventura College. Some big boys up front. All of them over 6'4". Fakes the handoff to Adebayo. Don's only rush 4. The tight end, Oper, the middle, makes a catch and is brought down at the mid at 50. Ryan Gillum makes the catch, his 23rd on the season. The sophomore from Newberry Park moves the chains. He'll check out for a play. Coming in to replace him at the tight end position is Bryce Zavala. 28 total sophomores on this roster, 61 freshmen. Zavala down on the line. 2 receivers also out that way on the formation, left side. Quick pass to McCoy on the right. Bucci, Vargas there to bring him down. Takes 3 Dons to get him down to the turf. Down at the Santa Ana 37. First down and 10. The Pirates are in Don's territory. Javarian Salter in the backfield to Leon's left. Handoff. They pull a guard that direction to the right side. Nice job by the linebacker, Mac Wolf. The sophomore comes up and makes the tackle at the 35-yard line, gain of only 2. Wolf, second on the team with 34 tackles this season, 4.5 tackles for loss. Second down and 8. Yard to gain is the Santa Ana 27. Leon drops back, wants to throw it short to the right, finds McCoy after a pump fake, and McCoy is wrestled down at the 26. Took a big hit at the end of that one. Now there's a player down for Santa Ana. So another injured Santa Ana Don with this injury timeout. We'll take a commercial break ourselves here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel.
People always ask us, what's a Don? And our response is easy. To us, a Don is someone who embraces the grind. A Don is a person that brings passion, someone who takes advantage of all their opportunities. A leader, a dreamer, a winner. The question we have for you is, are you ready to be a Don?
First down and 10. It was Jonas Arreso, the injured Don, who was able to get helped off the field. It's a catch for Salter on the flats on the right side. Fights for extra yardage, gets to the Don's 13-yard line. Another first down play for the sophomore running back. In comes Keon Glover. And that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. So at the end of 1, Ventura College leads over Santa Ana. 14-0 is the score. We'll be right back after another commercial break.
Life doesn't change overnight. It takes effort and dedication. It takes learning new skills and putting yourself and loved ones first. At Santa Ana College, you can complete a full-time accelerated online program in just 2 years. Choose a program that meets your needs and changes your educational dreams into a well-deserved reality. Building the life you want means taking a first step. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
Back from commercial break. Thanks again for tuning in to Don's Football on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. My name is Noah Alvarez. Dons find themselves trailing 14-0 to Ventura College, who's a third-ranked team in the state of California, and control their own destiny. They could be the number 1 seed if they win out. They have a tough match with Mount SAC at the very end of the season, November 8th. After the timeout, it's a handoff to the running back off the right side. He gets the edge and is pushed out of the bounds at the Dons' 5-yard line. 2nd and 1 coming up. A handoff to Jeremiah Jackson, freshman from Birmingham, Alabama. Hasn't seen a whole lot of action this season as the Ventura Pirates continue to get some more bodies in. Only has 11 carries on the year. Jackson stays in the game. 2nd down and 1 from the Dons' 5. He wants to throw it short. And there's a flag that gets thrown in the end zone as the pass was incomplete. Matthew Gill, the man in coverage. Pretty unfortunate there. Looked like he had good coverage on Elijah Davis. However, the two are both battling, and they both tripped up. No argument from Gill as the two referees discuss things over. Mario Evans runs in as a substitution for the Dons defensive line. See what the call is as the discussion. Looks like it's going to be passing interference on the offense as they relay the message to the white hat referee today.
Offensive pass interference, number 1 on the offense.
It's going to be the first time we've seen that called here at home at Eddie West Field. You don't see that call too often. Elijah Davis throws his hands up in disappointment. Jackson in the backfield to Leon's left. Gillum, the tight end, down to the right side of the formation. Two receivers that way as well. Kemp and Davis. McCoy by himself at the bottom of your screen. They spotted it initially wrong. They move them back to the 13. Now they put them at the 15-yard line. First down and 12. Play action. Leon looks over the middle. His receiver catches it on the second attempt after taking a big hit. Davis hauls it in for a 15-yard reception. 14th touchdown pass of the year for Brayson Leon. It's a 20-0 score with 14:18 left to go in the second quarter. On the initial catching attempt, Davis wasn't able to haul it in cleanly. It popped off his shoulder pad, it looked like. But he was able to hang with it as he was in the air and then took a big hit from the safety coming over the middle. Bodie Ing to punch in this extra point. It's good. And Ventura College takes a 21 lead at the very beginning of the second quarter. It's been a tough stretch for the Dons. It's their third home match in a row. They've played a home or a ranked team this year. Mount SAC was ranked 7th when the Dons faced them, and Citrus College was ranked 13th at the time that they played the Santa Ana Dons here at Eddie West Field. Tough sledding as the Dons are now in the National Division for the first time since 2015. But we've mentioned they've dealt with their fair share of injuries. Head coach Simon Fuentes took over the program late in the year as well. Got to figure the Dons have a better chance next year after a full offseason with the new head coach. A chance for him to get the recruits that he wants here at Santa Ana College. To instill an offseason plan in the weight room and conditioning. Just to have more chemistry. You also got to figure if Nate Bento gets a medical redshirt, he'll be back for his sophomore season next year. Ing has this one on the tee. Ready to kick things off. Gomez and Geron back deep to return, standing at their own 2-yard line. Line drive that splits the two returners. They both decide to let it go into the end zone. And so Santa Ana will start at their own 25-yard line. They have a few first downs on the evening, 3 to be exact. 2 of 4 on third down conversions early on. They've ran 14 total plays for 30 yards. It's been tough sledding offensively the last few games for Santa Ana College with their backup quarterback, Justin Gill. Arthur Shaw, the D-back, first time we're seeing the sophomore who played a handful of games in the 2022 season but was a mainstay in the Dons offensive lineup in 2021 under head coach Anthony White. He gets all the way to the 36. 32-yard line, gain of 8 on the play. In that 2021 season, Shaw finished with 73 yards on the ground and 1 rushing touchdown, but had 56 catches, 798 yards, and 9 passing or receiving touchdowns, as he was a big part of the passing game that year in his freshman season. Gill looks short to the left side of the formation, finds Meek, second catch of the day, brought down at the 40. Nice little pitch and catch in the flats to his big target. Meek, a sophomore from El Dorado High School. Fabricio Ramirez checks in. 13.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Dons pick up their 4th first down of the afternoon. Ramirez and Gomez to the right of the formation. Meek and Moss to the left. Ball on the far hash. Shaw, the deep back behind Gill. Short pass. Very long throw to Gomez. He makes a catch at the 41. Minimal gain of 1 yard on the play. First catch of the afternoon for the sophomore receiver. Gill's now 4 of 8 through the air. Second down and 9. Yard to gain is the 50, right at midfield. Porter Nix in as a fullback to the left of the formation. Fakes the handoff that direction. Gill wants to air it out deep. Has a receiver. Gomez can't make the grab. He actually has to play defender. It's an incomplete pass. Cutting in front of him at the very last second was Eric Rivera. Had a chance to intercept that one. A bit underthrown by the quarterback, Gill. Third down and 9. Don't got to get it all back in one play. Figure this is 4 down territory as the Dons are trailing by 21. Get a gain of about 5 or 6 on the play. Just to keep the offense on the field for 4th and short. Gomez motions to the left side of the formation. Gill rolls out that direction on the run. Late throw to Gomez on the far side. Breaking up the pass is Malik Bates. Nice break by the corner. Gill unable to connect with the sophomore receiver on that 3rd and 9 and forces the Dons to send out their punt unit. 4th time of the afternoon they've punted. Scott stands at his own 25-yard line. McCoy backs up to grab this one at the 15. A bunch of red jerseys all around him. He bounces out of contain, gets to the far sideline, crosses the 30, makes the first few defenders miss, and is finally wrapped up from behind at the Ventura 45. What a return there by the receiver. Travion McCoy, the sophomore from Minnesota, showing you why he's one of the more dynamic offensive weapons and on special teams for this Ventura unit. From Grove Heights, Minnesota. One of 28 sophomores on the roster for Ventura College. While they do run a lot of spread, like Mount SAC, they run a lot of run plays. They're 2nd in the state of California, averaging 274 rushing yards per game. Here's another handoff to Salter, sophomore from Florida. He gets all the way to midfield. Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6 coming up. Ventura has 2 backs with more than 500 in rushing yards. It reminded me of how the Dons' rushing attack had been in the last couple years with the likes of William Saucedo and Owen Smith, the two-headed monster backfield that they had the last 2 years. Another handoff to Salter. He breaks contain and passes the 30, pushed out of bounds on the far sideline at the Santa Ana 23. Big run there by Javarian Salter. He's gotten most of the handoffs this afternoon. Now Sincere Cohen checks in. First time we're calling his name. He's to Leon's left. 3 receivers out to the left of the formation as well. Elijah Davis by himself on the right side. Leon drops back. The pressure's in his face. Evans was the one who made contact, but he finds his tight end, Gillum. Brought down at the 13-yard line. Nice job by Leon to deliver an accurate ball under pressure. Mario Evans was wrapping his legs. Just under 11 minutes left to go in the first half. Ventura in the red zone one more time. Gillen moves to the right of the formation. 2 receivers to each side. Cohen, the back to the right of Leon. Leon wants to air it out, gets it over the extended defender's hand, and finds his receiver Travion McCoy, who does a cartwheel and a backflip in the end zone. It's going to draw a flag as he shows off the athleticism. I'm sure Steve Mushagian not too happy with the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that'll be assessed to Ventura College. But nonetheless, it's a 27-0 advantage for Ventura with 10:31 left to go in the second quarter. That time, more miscommunication on the back end by Santa Ana. Josh Patton was the deep safety, but no one carried the slot receiver into the end zone.
Unsportsmanlike on the offense. The 15-yard penalty assessed on the kick.
We'll see a new kicker as Ashley McMichael to attempt the point after. We've typically seen Bodie Ing. McMichael is 8 for 8 in extra point attempts this season. He's also left-footed. Ventura has a knack for finding their left-footed kickers, apparently. He punches it through, and with 10:31 left to go in the second quarter, Ventura leads 28-0. The third passing touchdown for Brayson Leon. He now moves up to 15 on the season. 2 have gone to Elijah Davis, 1 to Travion McCoy. Both Travion McCoy and Javarian Salter lead the team with 3 receptions. Javarian Salter leads the team with 6 rushing attempts for 42 rushing yards. Don's leading rusher is Arthur Shaw, who got 1 carry for 7 yards. Brandon Duran has 3 for 4. Justin Gill passing 5 of 11 for 32 yards through the air. And Nathan Meek has 3 receptions on the afternoon thus far for 15 yards. Some early stats in the second quarter. Ventura has 12 first down to the Dons' 4. They already have 230 yards of total offense. On the season, they're averaging 512 yards per game, which is currently second in the Southern California Football Association, third in the entire state. Because of the unsportsmanlike penalty, Ventura's backed up to their own 20 to kick this off. Ing hits one good all the way to the Dons' 15, and that's where Gomez takes this one. Starts heading towards the near sideline. He's brought down at the 31. Solid coverage by the Ventura kickoff unit. Don's head from left to right on your screen. First down and 10. Meek as a tight end down to the right of the formation. We're going to see the first of J.P. Ruiz as he's a slot receiver to the left of the formation. It's a handoff to Geron. He squeezes by a few defenders all the way to the 37. Gain of 6 on the play. 2nd and 4 coming up. Dons have done a much better job this afternoon early on, getting positive yardage on the first down play and setting themselves up with more manageable 2nd and 3rd downs. Malachi Beatty, the freshman receiver from Garden Grove, by himself on the bottom of your screen. Don's in the near hash. Duran the deep back. Gill looks short for his tight end. 4th reception on the evening. On the afternoon, we're typically playing on evenings, but it's a catch at the 41-yard line, and the referee on the far side says it's a first down. Just a simple out route for the tight end, Meek. Soft coverage we've seen early on from Ventura. Although they have shown the athleticism to break on balls quickly. 9.5 minutes left to go in the opening half. Gomez in a slot on the near hash. That's a handoff to Duran. There's penetration in the backfield, and he's brought down for a loss on the play at the Santa Ana 37, a generous spot. Tackle made by big number 99, Desmond Arthur, sophomore from Greenville, North Carolina. Second down and 13. The yard to gain is the Ventura 49, just across midfield. Ramirez enters the game as a receiver to the top of your screen. Out there with Gomez. Gill looks short to the near side, finds his tight end, Meek. He's chopped down at the 44. It's good to see Meek get more involved into the passing game. I mentioned it was a struggle early on in this year. As soon as Justin Gill took over as a starting quarterback, Meek and Bento both went to El Dorado High School together, so they had that chemistry. We really saw that play into a factor last year. Meek led the team with 263 receiving yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. Third down and 7. Ball in the near hash. Braden Downen now as a receiver. Jogs over to the left side of the formation. Damian Gomez by himself on the near side. Ventura only rushes 4. They find Meek in the middle, and he can't hang on. But that somehow bounced off of his shoulder pad, bounced off a Ventura College player, and it's interception. An interception for Eric Rivera. Already 2 turnovers in the afternoon for Ventura. That was just an unfortunate bounce. Meek should have hauled that one in. It hit his shoulder pad. Then it hit a Ventura College player. And then it happened to land in the arms of Eric Rivera. Nice heads-up awareness there by the safety. Just like that, Dons turn it over. 7:52 left to go in the second quarter. We'll see the first of Devin Tate at quarterback. He started the first 2 games of the season. Missed 2 because of an injury. But Brayson Leon has taken over as a starting quarterback this season. Devin Tate didn't play any snaps. They were splitting snaps for the following 2 weeks, but he didn't take any snaps last week versus Citrus College. Tate is a sophomore from Oxnard High School, 6'3", 64% completion percentage this year, 603 yards through the air, 5 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. More of a running quarterback because he does have 211 yards on the ground. Play action. Wants to air it out deep on the far side. He has his man wide open. It's J.D. Rollins who drags a defender into the end zone. Makes it a 34-0 game with 7:07 left to go in the second quarter. The 6th passing touchdown for Tate on the year. And for J.D. Rollins, it's his first touchdown reception. Ing to attempt the extra point. We saw Ashley McMichael on the last point after. High snap. Holder able to get it down in time. Nice job by the punter, Lucas Clothier. Ing able to knock it in. 35-0 score with 7:07 left to go in the second quarter. We're going to take a commercial break and be back with the action after this.
This is it.
Have a good first day.
You too, Mom.
Everyone's journey looks a little different at Santa Ana College, whether you're just starting out or starting a new chapter. With flexible classes, valuable student services, and a range of degrees and certificate programs, students of all kinds can find inspiration and empowerment at Santa Ana College. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
Back here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. 7:07 left to go in the second quarter. Ventura set to kick one off again after a touchdown from Devin Tate to J.D. Rollins. Deacon Moss, back as a kick returner, takes this at his own 8-yard line. Not much blocking in front of him, and he does squirt ahead to the 25. Justin Gill marches the offense back out. The last time the Dons were able to pick up a first down, get closer towards midfield, And then on a pass attempt by Gill, looking for his tight end Nathan Meek over the middle, took a couple unfortunate bounces and went into the arms of Eric Rivera. As a defense, Ventura College entered today's game with 13 interceptions on the year, which was tied for third most. They have now 14. It's a handoff to Mickey Chinchilla, who fights to the 30-yard line. Solid burst of speed there by the Golden West transfer. Chinchilla is a sophomore from Tustin High School. Not that many Tustin High School players on the roster. We've had a few the past couple of seasons, especially when Anthony White was the head of the program, including the kicker, Aaron Hotchkiss, Tustin alumni. Second down and 6. Gomez motions to the right side of the formation. Moss also on that side. Another handoff to Chinchilla, zone run play. Gain of 1 as he does get to the 31. 6:15 left to go in the second quarter. They say 32-yard line. Third down and 3. Pirates have put a few more backups in on the defensive formation. Meek to the left of the formation. There is movement up front, but they don't cross the neutral zone. Both D tackles took a step on that hard count by Gill. They snapped this with 2 seconds left on the play clock. Short pass intended for Moss, and the two weren't on the same page. Moss was running deep. Gill expected him to sit in a window, and it was nearly intercepted for the second time this afternoon. The man who broke on the ball and got hands on it was Caleb Harrison. It's going to force Riker Scott and the punt unit to come out again. I believe the Dons are short a few players. Now Caleb Grant runs onto the field along with J.P. Ruiz. Ruiz comes off. 8 seconds left on the play clock. Scott hits this one high, but not very deep. Takes a backwards bounce and settles down at the Ventura 47-yard line. The Dons are lucky that no flag was thrown on them. One of the Dons players made contact with the punt returner. That could have been an interference penalty. Instead, Ventura will start at their own 47-yard line. They lead 35-0 with 5:24 left to go in the second quarter. Thanks for tuning in to Dons Football here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. It's an early afternoon game, but we'll see if we have some scores from around the 3C2A. Riverside City leads Mount San Jacinto 27-6. College of the Canyons leads Orange Coast College 13-7. Tate in the game. Second series for the backup quarterback now. He hands it off to Lev Adebayo. He spins out of trouble. Gets past the 40. Lots of room on the left side. Spins past another wimpy defender and crosses the 20. Pushed out of bounds at the 18. Adebayo's only gotten a couple of handoffs, but he's made them count this afternoon. It's been a 4 running back rotation for Ventura College. Now Sincere Cohen checks into the game. As we go through the scoreboard on the 3C2A website, nobody else from the Northern Conference playing at the moment. Although Santa Barbara City at Allen Hancock will kick off at 2 p.m. Two teams from the same conference as Santa Ana and Ventura. It's a handoff to Jackson. No, that's Cohen. Cohen does fight on the left side to the 12-yard line of Santa Ana. Ventura in the red zone. Porter Nix on the stop. Bit slow to get up as he jogs off to the sideline. Sonny Salas comes in to replace him. 4:40 left to go in the opening half. Dons trail 35-0. Tate looks to the left, wants to find his receiver Rollins. Bit behind his receiver, and it falls incomplete. They're down in 5 coming up. Cohen's in the backfield with Tate. Bryce Zavala, the tight end, to the left of the formation. 2 tight ends, as Gillum's also on that side as well, down on the line. Rollins in the slot to the far hash. The yard gain is a Santa Ana 7. Cohen has lots of room up the middle, extends the ball. It does come out, but the referee on the near side said he was down by contact at the 1. Gillum did fall on the ball for Ventura College. So even if it was ruled a fumble, it was recovered quickly by Ventura. Second time we've seen that happen. The ball comes loose. Another running back, Jeremiah Jackson, comes in. He's to the left of Tate. 2 tight ends to the left of the formation. 4 minutes left to go in the second. Hand off to Jackson, very patient, jumps to the left, and there's a wide open hole as he punches it in for the 6th touchdown of the afternoon. Ventura takes a 41-0 lead with 3:55 left to go in the second quarter. One of the referees, I believe that was the umpire who got knocked down. The offensive lineman, Jackson Perkins, pushed his defensive lineman all the way into the umpire. Unintentional. But he gets up okay. Anthony McMichael to attempt the point after. The lefty makes it a 42-0 score. 3:55 left to go. Thanks again for tuning in to Santa Ana College football here on the Don's Athletics YouTube channel.
I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. Choppers a throwaway. Hustle the overweight. That's why they follow me, huh? They think I know the way. 'Cause I took control of things. Ballin' the solo way.
Deacon Moss and Damian Gomez back deep to return this kickoff. Bodie Ing to kick this one off for Ventura. They lead 42-0 with 3:55 left to go in the second quarter. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Don's Football on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. It's their final home game of the season. Currently 0-7. They're in danger of falling to 0-8. Moss takes this 2 yards deep out of the end zone, heads up the middle. Not much room again. In the past weeks, we've seen the Dons put together some nice kick returns, but unable to manage anything this afternoon, whether it was Gomez, Moss, or even Jaron, who took the opening kick return and fumbled it. And that's how the Ventura Pirates got their second touchdown on a fumble on special teams. First down and 10. Gill and the Dons offense break the huddle. 2 backs in the backfield. Arthur Shaw, the deep back. Meek to the left of the formation. Shaw has some room on the right side. Wants to bounce outside. Gets past the 20 and falls down at the 24. Second down and 6. Yard to gain. The Dons 30-yard line. They've only been across midfield once in the afternoon, and then quickly went backwards on a tackle for loss by the Ventura defensive front. Ventura College has co-defensive coordinators Terry Morris, who's also the associate head coach, along with Mike Haydon. Those are the 2 co-defensive coordinators. Another handoff to Shaw, off left guard. Rumbles ahead to the 27. Whole gang of Ventura Pirates defenders there to stop him. First one to be there was Thomas Green from the defensive line position. Jackson Arrington still in as a safety. Trey McCowan as a corner on the near side. Correction, on the far side. The corner on the near side is Ryan Evans. We'll get you a few more names after this third down play by the Dons. 2:24 left to go. Third down and 2. 3 straight handoffs to Shaw. He squeezes ahead past the 30. Down at the 32. Enough for a Dons first down. You have been able to move the ball better than what we saw against Citrus and Mount Sac. So if you're looking for the silver linings in today's contest, there has been a couple. The Dons just haven't been able to sustain a drive. That'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. Thanks again for tuning into Dons Football. We'll be right back with the final 2 minutes of this first half. Final 2 minutes of the first half. Dons trail to the Ventura Pirates, 42-0. Ventura enters as the third-ranked team in the state of California. First down and 10. 3 straight handoffs to Arthur Shaw, and he was able to pick up the first down with his legs. Dons break the huddle. Gomez is by himself. The top of your screen, Moss by himself on the bottom of the formation. Shaw rumbles ahead, lowers the shoulder, and runs over Nick Duffy to the 40-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play, second down and 2. Shaw hasn't played a whole lot this season, but when he has come, played for the Dons offense, he's provided them with a good amount of burst, whether in the passing game or in the rushing game. He's the deep back. Porter Nix, the fullback, to Gill's right. 5th straight handoff to Shaw. Delivers another blow. Crosses the first down marker and is brought down at the 44. His helmet does come off, so he'll have to step off for one play. He's a talented player at Fullerton High School. Chose to come to Santa Ana College at the beginning of the 2021 season. Had an impact freshman year. Had his 2022 season cut short, and is back 3 years later in the 2025 season. Good to see him back in the Santa Ana Dons uniform. Gomez motions to the left side of the formation. A handoff to Chinchilla, lots of room as he tries to get outside, brought down from behind at the 46. Nice tackle by Jackson Arrington in the open field. Just under a minute left to go in the second quarter. Dons continue to huddle up, and now they will call a timeout. First timeout taken by the Santa Ana Dons and head coach Simon Fuentes. Some statistics early on in the first half. The Dons do have 7 first downs, but Ventura has 16. Ventura has 338 total yards of offense. The Dons are only at 92. They haven't had a whole lot of room in the passing game. Justin Gill is 7 of 15 for 41 yards and 1 interception. But the ground game has been solid. Arthur Shaw has 31 yards on the ground. Chinchilla has 12. Drawn has 8. Leading receiver thus far has been Nathan Meek. 5 receptions for 24 yards for the Dons. We'll see if we have some defensive statistics as well during this break in the action. Jesse Vargas leads the team with 5 total tackles. Josh Patton has 4. Amari Bucci and Mario Evans both have 3. Don's offense breaks the huddle after the timeout. Second down and 8, the yard to gain is the Ventura 46. We'll see if the Dons can put some points up before the end of the half. They were shut out against Mount Sac College 2 weeks ago, the last time we were here. Gomez shifts out to the left of the formation. Gill wants to hit his sophomore receiver. A little bit of contact, no flag gets thrown. An incomplete pass. Defender in coverage is Brian Estrada. And it sets up a 3rd down and 8. The clock stops with 39 seconds left. A bit underthrown there by the sophomore quarterback, Justin Gill. Played at La Habra High School and then spent 1 season at McKendree University at D2 before bouncing back to Santa Ana College. On this 3rd down and 8, Shaw gets another handoff off the right tackle and crosses the 1st down marker, gets into Ventura territory down at the Ventura 44. Simon Fuentes calls another timeout. 32 seconds left. We'll see how aggressive the Dons are. We'll take a commercial break ourselves here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel.
People always ask us, what's a Don? And our response is easy. To us, a Don is someone who embraces the grind. A Don is a person that brings passion, someone who takes advantage of all their opportunities. A leader, a dreamer, a winner. The question we have for you is, are you ready to be a Don?
First down and 10. The Dons are in plus territory for the 2nd time this afternoon. 32 seconds left. Let's see how aggressive they are in their offensive attack. Tries to find Beatty, and it's interception right to the Ventura defender. He gets taken down. The ball squirts out, and the Dons think they recovered it at their own 35. What a series of events there. And so the Dons offense will stay on the field, but are now in their own territory. Pass was intercepted by Brian Estrada from the safety position. He was the one who returned it all the way to the 40-yard line, and he was hit by one of the offensive linemen. I don't think you ever saw him coming. The ball bounced out, and the Dons recovered at the 35. So a bit of bad luck, I guess you could say, for both squads. We'll see how aggressive the Dons are. The clock continues to roll, and so the Dons don't have to call another play. We'll take this into the half. Your score at the end of 2 quarters, Ventura 42, Santa Ana College 0. Thanks again for tuning in to Dons Football here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Back here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. At the end of the halftime break, the Dons trail 42-0 against Ventura College, who's the current third-ranked team in the state of California. They're 7-0 in the season, 4-0 in conference play. Dons are continuing to fight and battle despite the score. We'll get you some first-half statistics. Dons only have 8 first downs to Ventura's 16. The Pirates have 338 yards of total offense, while the Dons are barely over the century mark with 102. Dons are improving on the third down efficiency category. They're 4 of 9 today. Ventura hasn't had that many opportunities. They're 1 of 2, 50% on third down conversions. The Dons have turned it over 3 times, 2 interceptions, and 1 fumble on the opening kickoff return. They'll be receiving the ball from right to left. Bodie Ing has this teed up for Ventura. Gets a hold of a good one, sends it 2 yards into the end zone, and Moss takes it out, heads towards the left sideline. Stood up at the 18. That's where the Dons offense will begin their first possession of the second half. 102 yards of total offense. 41 of those have been through the air. 61 has been through or on the ground. 19 rushing attempts. The leading rusher thus far has been Arthur Shaw, 7 rushes for 41 yards. He's generated a spark of offense when he's been on the field for Santa Ana College. Justin Gill, 7 of 17 through the air for 41 yards and 2 interceptions. Shaw's the deep back to start the second half of action. Porter Nix to the left of the formation, along with Nathan Meek. Gomez motions to the right. It's a handoff to Shaw. They pull a blocker to the left side. He follows his block. Tripped up at the 19. Minimal gain of 1 on the play. For Ventura College, Brayson Leon near perfect. 12 of 13, 166 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns. Devin Tate has a passing touchdown. 1 of 2 pass attempts, 54 yards through the air. He was able to connect with his receiver, J.D. Rollins. Leading receiver for Ventura, Travion McCoy and Javarian Salter both have 3 receptions. Travion McCoy has 1 touchdown. Elijah Davis has 2 receiving touchdowns. Gill rolls out to his right. Throws this on the run, and it's going to drift out of bounds. He was being pressured by Angeles Taape. Yard to gain is the Santa Ana 27-yard line. 3rd and 8 coming up. 14:06, clock stops in the third quarter. Dons in the red uniforms, right to left on your screen. Ventura in their all-white uniforms. They motion Meek to the right side of the formation. Gill looks over here to the left, wants to air it deep on the near sideline. Moss in double coverage, can't haul it in. Ball was tipped away by Eric Rivera. He has an interception on the afternoon. Nice job by the defensive coordinator, dialing something up, reading the scouting report. They know they like to go to Deacon Moss on the solo side. Riker Scott stands at his own 4-yard line. Low snap, he's able to snag it off the ground, nearly gets it blocked. Over to the returner who takes it at the 43. Goes backwards, that's Silas Kemp, who's dragged down at the 40-yard line. So a negative return there for Silas Kemp, his first kick return or punt return of the afternoon. Now we'll see the Ventura offense for the first time in the second half. We mentioned 338 total yards of offense. On the season, they're averaging 512 yards per game, which is currently 3rd in the state of California. They average 274 rushing yards on the ground per game on the season. Right now, they're at 118. They've had success throwing the ball and running the ball this afternoon early on. 42-0, they lead. Brayson Leon stays in the game at quarterback to begin the second half. It's a handoff, and the Dons get good penetration. A loss. They're going to say no gain on the play. Generous call for the Ventura Pirates. Javarian Salter gets the first handoff of the second half. We've seen him, Love Adebayo, Sincere Cohen, and Jeremiah Jackson. Jack Gillum, the tight end, to the right of the formation. It's a pass play. Over to the middle of the field. Wide open is his receiver, Elijah Davis. He breaks a few tackles, and Thomas Felemu brings him down at the Dons 43. Big play there for Davis. Sophomore from Oxnard. Leads the team in a lot of different categories, receiving-wise. Hauls in his third reception of the afternoon. Gillum on the left side of the formation. 2 receivers to each side. Salter motions out to the right side. It's a screen. Backside to Davis. At the top of your screen, he fights ahead to the 40. The ball does pop off, but he was down by contact already. Down at the Santa Ana 39-yard line. 12.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Gabriel Bagdanoff comes in as a substitute, and there's an injured Don down on the floor. That's Mario Evans, who's injured. Down on the turf as the trainers come to check in on the injured Don. With this break in the action, we'll check to see if there's any score updates from around the 3C2A. We mentioned that Santa Barbara City and Allen Hancock were going to start action at 2 p.m. today. And already early on, Allen Hancock has a 14-0 lead. So an interesting match later on this season for Santa Ana. They take on Santa Barbara at Santa Barbara City on November 8th. At the moment, both teams are currently winless, and that could be a battle for the first win of the season for either squads. Santa Barbara 0-8, or 0-7 at the moment. The Dons 0-7. But they could meet in Week 10, both 0-9. And it's a chance for Santa Ana to earn their first victory on the season. Also going on in the 3C2A this afternoon, Riverside City up on Mount San Jacinto 44-12. College of the Canyons leads Orange Coast 20-13. And Golden West defeated College. That game's already final. Golden West defeated Cerritos 27-19. A handoff to Salter. He's met by a wall of Dons defenders at the 40. Nice job by Abraham Tolliver to keep him up. Third down and 4 coming up for the Ventura offense. Silas Kemp, the slot receiver, to the near hash. Travion McCoy out wide. Pressure in the backfield. Leon able to escape the initial defender. Floats it over the middle for his running back, Salter. And he's brought down at the 25. Nice work by the freshman quarterback, Abraham Tolliver. Came in very quickly into the backfield. Leon able to flush out to his left. Another pass play for Leon. He finds his tight end, Gillum. He drags a few Dons to the 6. Ventura back in striking distance in the red zone for the first time this second half. Mario Evans jogs back out onto the field. Good to see him back in action. Bagdanoff also checks in. Jesse Vargas checks out. Love Adebayo, the running back to the left. Leon fakes the handoff to him. Steps up, looks for a receiver at the back of the end zone. Incomplete. 2 receivers were there. Unsure if it was planned that way. Bryce Zavala, the tight end, along with Travion McCoy, both near the end line. Second down and goal from the Santa Ana 6-yard line. Clock stops with 10:34 left to go in the third quarter. Zavala moves to the left of the formation. Adebayo to the right in the backfield. 3 receivers flanked out to the right for Ventura College. Leon gives way. No, it's a fake. RPO tries to find his receiver over the middle. Leon took a big hit. And there's a flag that comes out late from the back judge. Josh Patton, the man in coverage, on Silas Kemp, the slot receiver. Still awaiting the call from the white hat referee today.
Okay. Illegal substitution on the defense. 5-yard for Canada.
So there was an illegal substitution on the Dons defense. Half the distance to the goal. It moves the Ventura offense to the Dons 3-yard line. Miscommunication about who was supposed to come off on that last play. Dons have 5 down defensive linemen. Here's a handoff to Adebayo. Nowhere to go as he's swallowed up in the backfield at the 6-yard line. Abraham Tolliver also there, making a couple plays early on in the second half. Didn't see him much on the field in the first half of action. He's one of the few sophomores on this defensive line. Sophomore from Estancia High School. Right now they have Riker Scott, Porter Nix, Mario Evans, Malik Pia, and Abraham Tolliver on the defensive line. They're down in goal from the Dons 5-yard line. They motion Davis to the right side of the formation. Leon rolls out that direction. Keeps his eyes scanning. No one open just yet. This one's broken away at the last second by Mac Wolf. Intended pass for Travion McCoy. A nice defensive stand to open up the second half by the Dons defense. They continue to fight. It's one thing head coach Simon Fuentes mentioned to us before the game. Really impressed with the fight in this squad, despite how things have gone this year with all the injuries and the level of competition they're now facing this year. This is not a squad that's going to easily roll over. They misplaced the ball. They back it up to the 5-yard line. 9.5 minutes left to go in the third. Bodie Ng comes out to attempt a 23-yard field goal attempt. The holder, Lucas Clothier, sets up at the 13-yard line. Snap is a little high, and it's blocked by Santa Ana College. Leaks out to the 20, and Caleb Grant picks it up. And that's Thomas Felemu who blocks the kick for Santa Ana. The freshman from Orange Lutheran makes another big play. So they keep the Ventura off the board to begin the second half, and the Dons offense will get another crack at it. Starting this possession at their own 23-yard line on the far hash. We'll see if they have any more success moving the ball. They try to get across midfield. Nice play by the Dons special team unit coming up big for the Dons. Gill with Duran, the D-back. First down and 10. Garan has lots of room up the middle. The ball does squirt out, and the Dons give it right back to Ventura College. Just like that, the second fumble lost by Brandon Duran. Maybe a case of the yips. He had a fumble last week against Long Beach City as well. Entering last weekend, he only had one fumble on this entire season. Now has 3 fumbles in the last 2 weeks. Don's defense has to return out to the field. Has to be demoralizing after coming up with the stop. Their backs against the end zone. Brayson Leon along with Javarian Salter in the backfield. 2 tight ends, both to the left side of the formation. Dons with 4 down defensive linemen. They only rush 4. Leon throws it deep for his receiver in the middle of the end zone. It comes out incomplete. Josh Patton, the man in coverage, who was able to knock it away. Pass intended for Jameer James. First time we've called his name this afternoon. James initially caught the ball, but as he was going down to the turf, Patton was able to knock it loose. 5 down linemen for Santa Ana. Here's a handoff to Salter, up the middle. Good second effort as he drags a few Dons to the 27-yard line. Third down and 4, yard of gain is the Santa Ana 23. Two receivers flanked out to the right of the formation. Salter still in the backfield with Leon to his left. Looks for his running back out in the flats. He's brought down from behind. He does stretch at the very last second, and he might have enough for a first down. A strong second effort by Javarian Salter. They're going to say he's short of the 6, 4th in inches, maybe even centimeters. And Ventura elects to send out the field goal unit, a chance for their unit to redeem themselves and execute on their blocking assignments. Bodie Ng, his longest field goal of the season is 40 yards. This one would be a 41-yarder. So it would set a new season long. Snap is good. He puts his left foot into it. It has the distance, and it's through the uprights. So Bodie Ng has a new season long of 41 yards, and he makes it a 45-0 game here in the third quarter. Thanks again for tuning in to Don's Football here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this.
People always ask us, what's a Don? And our response is easy. To us, a Don is someone who embraces the grind. A Don is a person that brings passion, someone who takes advantage of all their opportunities. A leader, a dreamer, a winner. The question we have for you is, are you ready to be a Don?
.7:43 left to go in the third quarter. Gomez and Moss back deep to return for Santa Ana. Dons trail 45-0 to the third-ranked team in the state of California. Tough stretch of home games facing the number 13th ranked, 7th ranked, and now 3rd ranked team in the state of California. Moss shoots across the 20 and brought down at the 23. Gill in the offense huddle up. And Justin Gill takes over at quarterback back in week 2 after the injury to Nate Bento. Bento suffered an injury in the loss to Chaffey College. Gill's been the starting quarterback ever since. We've seen a few reps here and there from Bodie Stafford, but no reps for this afternoon for Stafford. A handoff to Shaw. He lowers the shoulder and chucks ahead to the 26. 7.5 minutes left to go in the third. Meek to the left of the formation along with Gomez and Moss. Another handoff to Shaw. He bounces outside on the left end. He's upended at the 28. Gain of 2 on the play. Tackle made by Brian Estrada, coming from the safety position. Ventura uses the 4-2-5 defense. We've seen them rotate a lot of players in. Get a few of their second and third stringers in the game as well. 3rd and 6 coming up. Dons have to get to the 33-yard line. Moss by himself on the right side. Gomez motions over to the left. Gill looks to the right. A pass intended for Deacon Moss, and he can't connect with the freshman receiver. Incomplete. It's been a struggle to get Moss involved in the offense. On the afternoon, he still only has 1 catch for 16 yards. We mentioned that was going to be a key to the game for the offensive plan for the Dons. We haven't seen him in the slot or using a lot of motions. This one does come out of the returner's hand, but the flag does come out. Someone made contact with the punt returner as he was attempting to catch the ball. Also looks like there's an injured Don walking off the field, maybe cramping. That's Azias Norton.
Fair kick interference, number 41 on the kicking team. 15 yards, first down.
So just like a receiver is able to go and catch the ball, the punt returner has to be able to do so as well. And that time the Dons interfered with the punt returner. Penalty yards are assessed. Ventura starts at the Santa Ana 45-yard line. Devin Tate gets the start in this possession. A quick pass out to his receiver. J.D. Rollins hauls it in. Fights to the 43. Gain of 2 on the play. Dons defense back on the field. Mario Evans, Jordan Namijo, Riker Scott, the 3-down defensive lineman, along with Elijah Castaneda. Mac Wolf and Thomas Filemu are the 2 linebackers. Jesse Vargas, Caleb Grant, and Matthew Gill, the 3 defenders, defensive backs. Down on the near side of the field, Love Adebayo shoots ahead across the 35. It's enough for a Ventura first down to keep the chains moving. Then for Ventura, Devin Tate started the season off as his starting quarterback, started the first 2 games of the year, missed 2 games due to an injury, and then split reps with Leon the following 2. However, last week didn't get any playing time against Citrus College, as Leon has been able to stamp himself as the better quarterback of the 2. Pressure in Tate's face. He pitches it ahead. A dangerous decision to do so. Falema was closing in on his running back Adebayo. It falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Riker Scott, along with Mario Evans, forcing the pressure from the right side of the D-line. Abraham Tolliver now checks in as Scott limps off the field, as does Porter Nix in for Mario Evans. 3 receivers to the left of the formation. J.D. Rollins by himself at the bottom of your screen. Yard to gain is the Santa Ana 23-yard line. Tate fakes the pass to the left side and slides up ahead. A designed run, QB draw. It's where he started the slide, and he started it at the 24. So it'll be 3rd and short coming up. Tate popped up thinking it was a first down. It's his first carry or his rushing attempt on the afternoon. We mentioned that he's more of a dual threat. Enters today's game with 211 yards on the ground versus Brayson Leon, who only has 132. 3rd and 1 for Ventura. Gillum, a tight end to the right on the offense. Dons bring some pressure. They rush 5. He throws it up for his receiver, Rollins. Incomplete. Grant was in coverage. He had a step on Rollins as well. The ball drifted out of bounds. Ventura offense wants to stay on the field. 4th and 1. On the last 4th and short, Ventura sent out their field goal unit. 4:05 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Tate tries the hard count. The Dons don't jump. 2 receivers to the left of formation. Rollins and Gillum to the right. Love Adebayo to the left of quarterback Devin Tate. Tate gives way to Love Adebayo. Patient, makes the first defender miss. Lowers the shoulder past the 10. Oh my, what a run as he marches into the end zone. Oh gosh. A physically gifted running back there. Love Adebayo makes the Dons defenders pay for getting in his path to the end zone. 3:56 left to go. He makes it a 51-0 game, pending the extra point. Anthony McMichael to attempt the point after, his 2nd of the afternoon. He hooks this one. Wide right. The point after attempt is no good And so it's a 51-0 game. With 3:56 left to go in the third, we'll cut to a commercial break and be right back with the action after this.
I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. Choppers a throwaway. Hustle the overweight. That's why they follow me, huh? They think I know the way. 'Cause I took control of things. Ballin' the solo way.
Back here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Damian Gomez and Deacon Moss back deep to return. Standing at their own 4-yard line. Bodie Ing has been a busy man today. Kicks this one off. Near side, Moss takes it at the 4. Finds a little crease, trips up at the 28-yard line. That's where the Dons will start their third offensive possession in the second half. Thanks again for tuning in to Dons Football on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Final home game of the season. In the first 2 home games of the year, they took on Bakersfield and fell short by a score of 28-14 in a much more competitive match. And the Dons still had Nate Bento healthy on the year. Then in their second home game, they took on East Los Angeles. They lost that game 35-30. ELAC was winless at the time, and Justin Gill got his first start on the season. A handoff to Chinchilla, gets back to the line of scrimmage, not much else. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. After that, they hosted Citrus College, who was the 13th ranked team at the time and was coming off a big upset victory over Mount SAC. They only lost to Citrus by a score of 30-24. They were trailing at 1 point by 17 and were able to cut it to a 6-point deficit. Had a bye week, and after the bye, they hosted Mount SAC and lost by a score of 52-0. They're the number 7th ranked team in the state of California. Always a really good program down here in Southern California. Chinchilla gets all the way to the Dons 38. 3rd down and short for the Dons offense as they huddle up. Last week they traveled to Long Beach City, lost 52-21. And now they're here hosting the number 3rd-ranked team here in the state of California, trailing 51-0. 2:30 left to go in the third quarter. Chinchilla gets another handoff, bounces out to the right, and he's tripped up. Strong play made in the backfield by Bodie Foskey, the linebacker from Santa Barbara. We'll see if the Dons elect to keep their offense out on the field for this 4th and short. 4th down and 1. No sign of the punt unit. Simon Fuentes, offense coordinator Fred Relmo want to roll the dice. There's movement up front. They don't cross the neutral zone. And now Fuentes calls a timeout as he wants to think things over with this squad. With that timeout, we'll take a timeout ourselves here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel.
Starting your college journey is a big step. It requires discipline and dedication while you balance your work, life, and education. At Santa Ana College, you can choose a pathway that fits into your schedule and leads you toward your personal and educational goals. Earn an associate degree, university transfer, career training, or even a bachelor's degree in occupational studies. With classes available both in person and online. Gain the professionalism and confidence you need to further yourself and your career. And become a bigger part of your community. Wraparound services are available to fit your needs. and provide all the necessary tools to achieve academic, personal, and career success. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
Dons bring their offense back after the timeout for this 4th down and 1. 2 backs in the backfield. Porter Nix, the fullback, to the right of the formation. Arthur Shaw, the deep back. He gets the handoff up the middle, fights, and shoots across the 40. He'll have enough for the 1st down. Strong run there by the sophomore. Was a key player to the Dons offense in the 2021 season. Malik Pia, a bit slow to get up. The only sophomore on the offensive line. He now jogs off the field, and we'll see a backup offensive lineman come in for him. Adam DeKeely, a sophomore from Fountain Valley High School. 1:15 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Dons move the chains. 1st down and 10. Another give to Shaw. Met at the line of scrimmage, rumbles ahead to the 44. Shaw shows off the strength there. Dons continue with the ground and pound game. Less than a minute left to go in the 3rd. Now 88 yards on the ground this afternoon. Shaw leads the team with 49 yards on 11 carries. Chinchilla right behind him with 21. Meek moves over to the right of the formation. Gill looks that direction. Gets it out quickly to his target. Meek makes the catch and steps out at the 45. Gain of 2. 3rd down and 5 coming up. Clock continues to roll. The Dons don't have to call another play before the end of the 3rd quarter. Looks like that's what they'll do. So we'll cut to a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have the final 4th quarter of action live from Eddie West Field. Thanks for tuning in to Dons Football on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. The Dons flip sides. They head from left to right on your screen. 3rd down and 5 coming up. Meek motions to the left of the formation. Gill wants to find his target, and it's intercepted. After the tip ends up in the hands of a Ventura defender. He only has one man to beat, and he gets into the end zone. Tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it goes right to the hands of Johnny Ramos. He takes it back for 6, the 3rd interception of the afternoon. More bad luck for the Dons. The first interception was a pass intended for Nathan Meek. It hit his shoulder pad, bounced off another defender, and wound up being an interception. This one tipped at the line of scrimmage and goes right to the defensive back, Johnny Ramos. First interception on the year. Anthony McMichael to attempt the point after and punches it through. 58-0 is the score with 14:48 left to go in the 4th quarter. Thanks again for tuning in to Don's Football on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Gomez and Moss back deep to return for the Santa Ana Dons. Ing hits this one into the end zone, a touchback for the kicker. The Dons will start this possession at the 25-yard line. Thanks for tuning in to Don's Football on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. If you look at the Northern Conference in the National Division, Ventura perfect 4-0, Mount SAC 4-1, Long Beach City 3-2, Citrus 2-2, Allen Hancock 2-2, Moore Park 2-2, Santa Ana 0-4, along with Santa Barbara 0-4. Ventura plays Long Beach City College, who's playing better as of late. They started the season 0-5. They're now 3-2 on the year. 3-2 in the conference play, at least. So still another test for Ventura before they play Mount SAC the final week of the season. Bodie Stafford into the game. He hands off to Chinchilla. Flags come flying into the backfield. There's going to be a face mask penalty. He was brought down by the defensive lineman, Arthur.
Personal foul. Face mask, number 99. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's a first down for the Dons. Mount SAC and Long Beach City played earlier this week on Thursday, October 23rd. Mount SAC defeated Long Beach City 47-7. First down and 10. Ball at the Dons 40-yard line. Chinchilla gives way, and Arthur brings him down in the backfield. Loss of 3. Missed assignment up front by the Dons offensive line. Malik Pia still hasn't returned to the game. He left earlier due to an injury. Yeah, 13.5 minutes left to go in the final quarter. Live from Eddie West Field. 2 receivers to the left of the formation. Stafford looks for Downen, overshoots his intended target. Pass falls incomplete. 3rd and 13 coming up. Braden Downen jogs off. Fabricio Ramirez checks in. Looks like Malik Pia also checks into the game. Good to see the sophomore back into the starting lineup. Team breaks the huddle with 12 seconds left on the play clock. Gomez, Moss, and Meek all to the left of the formation. Downen takes the snap, rolls to his left, keeps his eyes downfield, has lots of space in front of him. Breaks down at the 39. Had a whole lot of space, but was closed in very quickly on by Isaiah Salinas, a linebacker from Avondale, Arizona. 4th down and 11, the Dons will have to run out their punt unit. 12:45 left to go. Bodie Stafford gets some action at the end of this one. He's a transfer from Golden West College, but originally from Spokane, Washington. This one goes out of bounds, out of the far sideline, as the Ventura sideline has fun with the punt. 12:28, clock stops. Ventura leads 58-0 over Santa Ana College. More scores from around the 3C2A. We have a few finals for you, as Riverside City defeated Mount San Jacinto 44-12. College of the Canyons defeated Orange Coast 20-19. In the American Division, Glendale defeated LA Pierce 63-13. Golden West College in the National Division defeated Cerritos 27-19. Also going on in Southern California, Antelope Valley leads LA Valley 14-7. Two teams from the American Division. And Allen Hancock has a big 24-0 lead over Santa Barbara at halftime. A handoff to begin this drive. Devin Tate in the game. No gain on the play as he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Handoff was to running back Jeremiah Jackson. Jackson is the fourth running back to get a handoff in today's afternoon. He's to the left of the formation. Gets it again off the right guard. He gets past the first defender and tripped up. Maybe a touchdown saving tackle there by Dion Bynum. Corner on the far side. Ventura does cross midfield. They have it in Don's territory. There's some confusion as there's about 14 players on the Don's field right now. Now the players that need to come off do. Tate looks short to the far side and connects with his receiver quickly. Pushed out of bounds at the 44. Pass to Jameer James. Second down and 6. Yard to gain is the Santa Ana 38. Another handoff, this time to Sincere Cohen, who just checked into the game. Thomas Felemu makes a stop in the backfield. Ten minutes left in the final quarter. Two receivers to the near side of the formation, along with tight end Bryce Zavala. Jameer James by himself at the top of your screen. Tate has pressure, steps up in the pocket, breaks contain, slides at the 35, and has enough for a Ventura first down. An efficient job of going through his progressions. Didn't like what he saw downfield. Tate decides to take off and run. A veteran move by the veteran quarterback. 3 of 6 through the air, 60 yards and 1 touchdown. Now has 2 carries for 18 yards. Receivers bunched in tight on the formation for Ventura. Quick out route to Rollins on the near side. Catches it and steps out at the 31. Gain of 5 on the play. Nine minutes left to go. Ventura has slowed down their tempo from the tempo we saw them use earlier in the afternoon. Zavala to the right of the formation. Another new running back as he gets the handoff off the left side, crosses the 20 and has a chance to get into the end zone. Stood up and pushed out of bounds by Mac Wolf at the 5-yard line. Jaden Nick McNabb gets a carry at the end of this one. Entered today's contest with 6 carries on the year. Does have 57 yards and 1 touchdown. McNabb checks out. Another back comes in to replace him. That's Jalen Wingo. Two tight ends to the left of the formation. Tate keeps it on a quarterback design run, stood up at the 2 and spun down. Dons keep him out of the end zone on the first down play. Gain of 2. 7:45 left to go in the final quarter. The Dons have 5 linemen down in the formation to counter this heavy set for Ventura. Tate gives way to his running back, and Wingo fights into the end zone for a touchdown. 7:16 left to go in the fourth quarter. 64-0, Ventura leads over Santa Ana. 64 points today will boost up their average quite a bit, averaging 44 points per game, currently 7th best in the state of California. Bodie Ng to attempt the point after and able to slot it in. With 7:16 left to go, Ventura College leads Santa Ana 65-0. Thanks for tuning in to Dons Football on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel.
People always ask us, what's a Don? And our response is easy. To us, a Don is someone who embraces the grind. A Don is a person that brings passion, someone who takes advantage of all their opportunities. A leader, a dreamer, a winner. The question we have for you is, are you ready to be a Don?
Another chance for a Dons kick return here. Gomez and Moss back deep at their own 5-yard line. Ng has this one on the 35 for Ventura. They go from right to left on your screen. He bombs this into the end zone. Another touchback, his 4th of the afternoon. Thanks for tuning into Dons Football on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. So Steve Mushagian and the Ventura Pirates will advance to 8-0 after today. They have 2 more games on the season against Long Beach City, who we've mentioned, a better program than they were at the beginning of the year. 3-2 in conference play, 3-5 overall. And then the final week of the year, November 8th, they'll take on Mount SAC at home. So at least they'll face one of the top teams in the state of California on their home turf. Bodie Stafford marches the Dons offense back for the 2nd possession in a row. Shaw off the right tackle. Cut down at the 27. Gain of 2 on the play. For the Dons, they finish their season with 2 matches on the road, at Moore Park and at Santa Barbara City College. Right now, Santa Barbara down big to Allen Hancock at halftime. And there's a good chance that both the Dons and the Santa Barbara City Vaqueros will be winless going into their Week 10 matchup. So it's a chance for the Dons to pick up their first win of the season at the very end of the year. Unfortunately, it'll be on the road. We won't have that game here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Shaw brought down at the line of scrimmage. 4 defenders there for Ventura. A flag does come in. It does look like it's going to be a face mask penalty on the Pirates defense.
Personal foul. Face mask, number 40, point blank. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So it is a face mask penalty. Ball now on the Santa Ana 43-yard line. First down and 10. Meek to the right of the formation. Two receivers to the left side. Downing gives it to Chinchilla, who cuts to the left side. Gets near midfield, chopped down at the 48. Gain of 5 on the play. Five and a half minutes left to go in the final quarter from Eddie Westfield, Don's final home game of the season. Braden Downing, J.P. Ruiz to the left of the formation. Julian Soltero to the right side. Downing wants to air it out short, tipped up into the air and nearly intercepted for the 4th time today. Initially tipped up by the defensive back, Nick Tinoco. And it was Ryan Evans who had a chance to intercept it as he was diving towards the sideline on the near side. It's been that kind of afternoon for the Santa Ana Dons. Not much going through the air. Gill finishes the day 8 of 22 and only 42 yards through the air. 3 interceptions. 2 of those were just unfortunate tips. One was at the line of the scrimmage, and the other was a drop by his tight end, Nathan Meek. 3rd down and 5. Malachi Beatty and Gomez to the left of formation. Meek and Moss to the right. Gomez motions and joins the 3 on the near side. They look to air it out to Beatty, the freshman from Garden Grove. Can't climb the ladder. Incomplete. Throw was a bit high. Malachi is a tall receiver, 6'3". The Dons run out the punt unit on what could be the final time this afternoon, final time this season. Scott gets this one away, arguably his best punt. Fair caught at the 23. Had the hang time and the distance. Riker Scott had to take over for Devin Coleman, who was injured earlier this year. Take over at the punt unit. .453 left to go. Ventura offense will march out onto the field for another time. There's only been 2 quarterbacks to play this season. They do have a 3rd quarterback on their roster, Luke Eldridge, but we don't see him as Devin Tate comes out of the huddle. He's joined by the running back, Jaden McNabb. He got 1 handoff earlier in the match. 3 receivers to the right of the formation. Tate hands it off to McNabb. No, he keeps it. McNabb got swallowed up in the backfield. Tate breaks contain and runs out of bounds at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Clock continues to run. Just over 4 minutes left to go. It's been tough sledding for the Dons this year, but there has been a few bright spots along with the talented freshmen the Dons coaching staff was able to recruit. Guys like Thomas Felemu, Josh Patton. There you see Felemu make another big hit at the 31-yard line. The Dons will have to reload as there's plenty of sophomores on this defense. Both linebackers, Mac Wolf, Gabriel Bagdanoff, are sophomores, along with Jesse Vargas at the safety position. It's a relatively young corner group. Jacob Gadsden, Caleb Grant, Amari Bucci, Dion Bynum, Jonas Cereso, all freshmen on the roster. Matthew Gill is a sophomore at safety. 3rd down and 4. Tate looks to the right, guns it out quickly and finds his receiver. Pitch and catch that gets enough for a 1st down. Tommy Alfaro makes his first reception on the afternoon. Down at the Ventura 38-yard line. It's a young offensive line for the Dons. Only one sophomore in Malik Pia. So if all four of them return, they'll have a veteran squad. We mentioned Nate Bento. If he gets that medical red shirt he'll be available to play next season. McNabb gets the handoff, squeezes through a hole on the right side, fights for 9 yards to the Dons. No, still on the Ventura side. At the Ventura 48. That's enough to move the first down chains. On the defensive line, good mixture of both sophomores and freshmen. On the interior was Mario Evans and Jordan Armijo. Evans a sophomore, Armijo a freshman. Riker Scott a freshman, along with Porter Nix. Elijah Magana also another freshman. So a chance for those position groups to improve along with the incoming recruits the Dons are able to land in the offseason. That handoff will take us to the 2-minute timeout. Clock stops with 1:58 left to go in the final quarter. Thanks again for tuning in to Dons Football here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Second down and 11. Coming up for the Ventura offense. Thanks again for tuning in to Dons Football. And while we have these final 2 minutes in the action, we also want to say thank you to all the sophomores on the Dons football team. Put together a valiant effort, whether it's 2 years or 1 year here with the program. A couple names on the defensive end that we've already mentioned. As this handoff goes to McNabb and he gets out of bounds at the Santa Ana 46. Cohen checks into the game for Ventura in the backfield. We mentioned guys like Mario Evans, along with both linebackers, Mac Wolf, Gabriel Bagdanoff. Of course, in the secondary, you have Matthew Gill and Jesse Vargas. Vargas led the team as a freshman last year with 61 tackles on the year. Very talented sophomore group. We wish them the best of luck in their careers and whatever they decide to pursue going forward. Tate steps up in the pocket, gets past the 45 and slides down at the 41. Patton able to chase him down. He was the nearest defender. Another first down for Ventura. The clock continues to run. Just over a minute left to go. On the offensive end, we already mentioned Malik Pia on the offensive line. There wasn't a whole lot of sophomores in the receiving group, except for Damian Gomez, a sophomore from La Habra. Was an important player, not only this season, but last year as well. Led the team with 23 catches last year. Made some big plays in the special teams unit. Guys like Brandon Duran, Mickey Chinchilla, and Justin Gill only spent 1 year with the program, but they are sophomores as they transfer from different places. They all contributed to the Dons offense in significant manner this season. Pass incomplete to the right side. Clock stops with 27 seconds left. Of course, Arthur Shaw, who returns after missing the last 3 years due to an injury and personal reasons, comes back for the 2025 season. He was a standout player in 2021. Of course, Nathan Meek, arguably one of the better players on the Dons offense, just unable to have the stats to back it up. Talented tight end. That was Nate Bento's favorite target. But when Nate Bento got hurt, unfortunately, Meek wasn't able to see the same opportunities. Of course, we want to say congratulations to the other sophomores that we didn't mention, guys who contributed, whether off the bench, whatever their role is. We definitely want to say congratulations on their Dons career Wish them best of luck in their future endeavors. The final 14 seconds run off the clock here at Eddie West Field. The Dons are going to end up with another loss and advance to 0-8 on the year, but better chances for them to pick up their first win of the season in their final 2 weeks. They take on Moore Park, who's 3-5 on the year, and they take on Long Beach or Santa Barbara City College. The final week of the season, both those games on the road. Santa Barbara City also winless at the moment. We want to say thanks for tuning in to Don's Football here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Whether you tuned in just today or you've been tuning in all season long, we appreciate your support of the Santa Ana College football program. For Sal, Shar, Cami Lewis, I'm Noah Alvarez saying thanks for tuning in to Don's Football for the final time in the 2025 season. We'll catch you guys next year.